this is Allison with Pictures and Stories. In this video, I'll give you some tips about how to choose photos for your life storybook and how your photos can assist you in your brainstorming process. Why use photos in a life storybook in the first place? I'll answer that question with another question. Which of these memoirs would you rather read? This one? Or this one? Or this? You get the point. In step 3 of the How to Save Your Life kit, you'll start gathering your photos and other documents and use them to help trigger memories while you brainstorm for story ideas. You'll start to choose which photos you might want to use for your project now and begin to loosely divide them into categories. Later on in step 8, you'll fine-tune your photo decisions and prepare your photos for inclusion in your book. In step 2, you created a lifeline and began the brainstorming process using the memory trigger questions. You can continue brainstorming as you gather and sort your photos. The two parts of the process, gathering and writing stories, and gathering and choosing pictures, happen concurrently, like the two rails of a ladder. The rungs in between show the connection between the two. It works like this. First, while you're thinking about your life, you remember your favorite childhood pet, Butch. You add his name to your lifeline. Then, when looking through your pictures, you find a photo of Butch. This photo reminds you of something, that Butch's barking once saved your life by warning you of an oncoming car. This would make a great story for your book, so you jot down a few notes on your lifeline so you can remember it later. You'll repeat this process over and over as you brainstorm for story ideas and sort through your photos. Now let's talk about how to choose which photos to use with your book. Most people have more photos than they'll ever use in a book, so you have to perform a little bit of photo triage. There's a sweet spot where photos and stories align with your purpose, audience, and scope. Of course, not all of your stories will have pictures to go with them, and you will have some pictures that you want to use but that aren't connected to a particular story. But aiming for this sweet spot whenever possible will guide you in choosing your photos. In deciding which pictures to use, ask yourself these questions. Does the picture have an emotional impact? This is a photo from one of our clients' books that shows her mother and brother picking through the rubble of their home looking for their belongings after a bombing during World War II. Now, not all of us have such dramatic photos, but the most interesting photos invoke emotion of some sort. Humor, poignancy, or a little bit of mystery. Now, this photo of my great-great-uncle is really intriguing. Why does he have a rooster on his knee? Was it a pet or just passing by? And what are they looking at? We may never know, but the photo entertains because it raises more questions than it answers. Generally, photos with people are more interesting than photos without people. This photo was taken in Alaska on a family vacation. It's well shot and it shows the mountain beautifully. But this shot, taken of the same mountain on the same vacation, is so much more interesting. Although the photo isn't technically perfect, it shows a great father-son bonding moment. Choose pictures that show personality or that capture the essence of a person or a dynamic. Now this is a nice enough photo of my grandparents. It's well lit and looks like a professional studio shot. But I have so many more photos that capture their personalities as I remember them. They might be a little grainy or faded, but I'd much rather use the photos that show them in action. Don't shy away from photos that might be faded or damaged. This is the quintessential photo of my grandmother, and it would be a shame not to use it. The scan was improved quite a bit just by using the autocorrect feature in my photo editing software. In addition to photos, you can use letters, envelopes, and other memorabilia as design elements for your book. In this book, we use scans of the subject's passport, ration coupons, train tickets, and other items to add a historical flavor. Adding a few such items, especially those that might not exist in modern life now, like green stamps or dance cards, make it interesting for future readers. And just as a reminder, as you're writing your stories in steps 5 through 8, don't try to add photos into your Word files as you go along. Keep them separate from your text until your text is finished. We'll put them together in step 9. Be sure to visit the members section of the How to Save Your Life in a Book.com website for even more tips and instructions.